Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the SEAT Demo Day of our first acceleration program. I'm very, very happy to be here today and very proud of what we're going to show today. I'm proud of the startups that participated in the program, and I have to say they are the celebrities of the day. I'm also very proud of the mentors. You were the hard workers of the process. And I'm very happy to have here today investors because they are the believers and the drivers of the future. I'm also happy to have today here with us the SEAT board. Thank you for coming. And special thanks to Luca De Meo, our CEO, and to Holger Kincher, our CFO, for supporting this and all the crazy ideas that we do. So let me start a bit with the beginning of the story. The whole thing started like about a year ago when the Easy Mobility team was created. This is an interdisciplinary team inside SEAT, which is called to help SEAT become the front runner of the connected car by being flexible and agile, by not having fear of possible failures, and in general, by doing things which are not so common within big companies. So in reality, what we can say is that the Easy Mobility team is also like a startup within SEAT. And because of that, because we like startups, we like their spirit, we like their thrill and their energy, and especially because we like their people and their talent, we initiated this acceleration program. And why we're making the demo day here? Because we really believe it's the right place to do it, where the big players of the automotive industry come to show their novelties. We want to give a big voice to the startups because they have also strong things to say. We at SEAT have identified that we have to learn from them, from this fearless of failure. And from the other side, we also know that we can be the perfect partner for them to make their ideas grow and boost and be major for facing the market. So having said that, I also like to thank to Conector because they helped us in the process. They made the journey with us and they made the whole thing possible. So that's why I want to welcome Elisabeth Martínez, the CEO of Conector. Please give her also a warm welcome.
Thank you.
And the last thing, before starting the presentations of our stars, GOI, Innroute, Opencar, Kiwicar, and Boonder, I only want you to remember, please don't forget to ask yourself every morning, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Thanks a lot and enjoy.
Thank you, Arantxa. So we would like to thank, first of all, to all the people of SEAT for the support that gave to us in this acceleration program. Let me show you a few figures about what we do. We receive, as a deal for 44 projects, we select at least 5 of them. They were Boonder, Innroute, GOI, Kiwicar, and Opencar. They will present in front of you today what they have today. The acceleration process is something about talking about in a table, round the table, about the strategy of each project. All the mentors from Conector and also from SEAT were deciding all that strategies from all these groups. We made some classes teaching everything to that groups. We make some networking, you will see, and also we will try today and also more days to give investment to them. These are the real mentoring. Here you can see all the logos of the people that were working with that startups, all that 5 months. They made 14 boards and more than 70 one-to-one meetings. We train in some areas specific, but in legal, in marketing, in product, everything. We made a special public speaking course where was done inside of SEAT also, and they have a lot of courses in our channel of YouTube and in a platform called Idearamos. And also we made 3 press releases with more than 100 impacts, and these make that value, but that publicity value, and all of that impacts were 100% positive. When we go to the net, if we see the SEAT Accelerator, but only with the Conector Twitter, we made 150 tweets, and also we had some influencers, some internet or from the entrepreneurial area influencers were retweeting us. Also, other ones, influencers. This reached what we had. And we also had a networking of all that things, no? So we were in Paris with Arantxa presenting the acceleration. We were in the mobile at 4 years from now, and we today, this is the last one. And was only the last thing, it was that expansion gave to us these 50 best digital ideas to see it and to Conector. Okay, and now the important thing is the startups. So we will show how they are. I hope you like it. And if you want to ask them a lot of things, we can do the presentation within 7 minutes. You can ask them. You can use that microphones to ask them. But if afterwards you need to talk to them, they will be in their stands. But also we will have here some networking place to do. Okay. So let's start with the startups, and please welcome to Boonder.
Hello. So in the 90s, this is what an IT manager would look like when a company had multiple branches and the CIO or anyone would actually travel from one branch to the other and needed to interact with the company's applications like webmail or like the CRM. Why was that? Because in a normal setup like this, where a company would have, for example, 7 offices, each application, each permission, and each credential needed to be replicated per office. And that created a lot of problems, which essentially meant manual work and human errors, which in the end end up meaning a lot of costs for the company. Because the simplicity was not as when someone was in the company where they would give them a laptop and they'd say, hey, or a computer, I need an internet connection, 3 more computers, 3 more cables, done. What happened then was that a few key players like Telefónica, like Colt, like British Telecom, came up with a technology or a protocol, MPLS, multi-protocol label switching, which essentially what it did was it put every single office branch in the same local network, which meant that the simplicity of managing one office was now able to be translated into a multiple office, multiple branch setup, right? And what this allowed essentially was to centralize services, which that in turn, was able, or was the boom essentially of centralized services like CRMs, like virtualized servers, etc. The reason was very simple: to eliminate complexity. As you eliminate complexity, you can decrease costs, and then you can continue innovating and implementing new ways of doing business. But MPLS is great, but it's not perfect. The first thing that is important to know is that wherever there's not operator infrastructure, so there's no cable, or the bandwidth is not big enough, you cannot have this service. So what you end up having is you end up duplicating services. So it still means extra work for the IT departments, right? And this does not happen in the North Pole. There's very many places, for example, in Catalonia, in the Costa Brava, or not so far away from Barcelona, where this happens. And what ends up happening is that these companies need to do a lot of backlog and incur a lot of costs because they cannot create one true, simple to manage network. The second thing that is very important to know is that when you're using this kind of technology and you're creating this kind of setup, it is very difficult to make multi-tenant operators live in the same environment. So that means if I have multiple offices and in one location, say I need cold, whereas in the other location, I want to use Telefonica because I have better coverage, it's very, very costly and very complicated to do that. So this is what a typical setup would look like. This is for example, for about 90% of the companies that are operating with this kind of technology, and this is what we could do. Right? We can provide this independence for this kind of setup for the companies. Why is this important? This is important because it gives back the power to the company and it gives them the flexibility needed to have the right provider wherever it's needed. Okay? And what's also pretty important is that it takes a really long time to set up. Whereas with a typical MPLS system, you're taking typically about 3 to 6 months to set up. With us, it's a matter of less than 1 day, actually. It's just a plug-and-play solution. This market today totals up to $26 billion. Okay? There's a few other companies that are providing, especially in the US, services typically like ours. The market leader that we've identified is Viptela. It's a San Jose-based company founded in 2012. And with a between 20 and 30 million revenue base, this year was acquired by Cisco for $610 million. So the multiples in this sector are pretty interesting and pretty high. What we see as the big opportunity here is this kind of technology applied in the industrial IoT. Why? Because we're seeing that we are, in terms of IT management and remote connectivity management, where companies were in the 90s with multiple branch network management. Because new solutions are needed for this, because you're not talking about managing 20, 30, 1,000 offices. You're talking about managing hundreds of thousands of devices. So you need to have a technology that actually accommodates and is thought for that. And MPLS is not. It's a product that typically costs between 350 to 1,000 euros per office branch. And this simply just cannot be inside of a device that costs 30, 40, 50, 60 US dollars. It's impossible, right? So we need to have a technology that is cheap enough, easy to implement enough, and scalable enough, and operator independent to where I don't need to worry about this. When you talk about industrial IoT, you also need to think about integrating heterogeneous networks, because I can deploy a device here and another one in Brazil, for example, like we have with one of our customers, and the networks are different. So you need to be able to accommodate for that, because here it could be that you have 4G, 3G, but it could be that in some other area you need a satellite connection. And unless you think about that and you have a technology that can accommodate for that, it just doesn't work. And the third thing, which is very interesting, is that troubleshooting becomes very important. We have a coffee machine manufacturer that is a customer of ours that told us that simply by being able to troubleshoot remotely and reprogram the machines remotely, they were saving 30% of operational cost. So all of these things are very important to think about and to consider when you're deploying an IoT strategy or when you're deploying an industrial IoT scenario. What is our competitive advantage here? This is a quote said by the same company that was acquired by Cisco that I told you about. The guys are essentially saying, we're great at connecting branches, we cannot connect devices because we're too expensive and it's too complex. Our technology and our platform has actually been thought and created to be able to cater for these hundreds of thousands of devices that need to be connected. But today, we're seeing that the market is not there yet. The actual number of devices that are being deployed globally to be able to tackle this opportunity is fairly limited, unless you look at the devices or at the devices that are being deployed by specific manufacturers that have created their own infrastructure. A few facts and figures about us. We have over 400 connected pools in 3 continents worldwide. We have, over the next 12 months, we're going to deploy 500 coffee machines that will be connected with our technology. And we power the potable water supply of a village nearby Barcelona that is providing the drinking water to to their citizens. The projected market size for our type of technologies applied to the industrial IoT is 41 billion. And the three cases that we can share with you today are two of them I already mentioned: connected pools. Now, the other are connected coffee machines, where we're providing efficiencies and remote access into these devices. And the other are remote locations in Spain, which is about more than 65% of the territory sits in places where there's less than 4 megabytes per second bandwidth. And these places need to have Wi-Fi. And they can't. Thank you.
Questions? No questions? Okay. Thank you, Eric. Yes, please. Let's go. No, give it to me. Thank you. Let's go with Innroute. Joan, please.
Hello. Hello to everyone. Thank you to SEAT for inviting us again here, and just wanted to say, for the ones that you've been in some of our previous pitches, that we've done a pivot in our model and we're presenting our new solution today. Okay? So we are operating on the logistics and software industry, and I'm going to start by giving you a picture of how the market is today in terms of how many companies use a platform to manage all their relationships with their logistics suppliers. So only 50% of the large companies use a platform or a software to manage their relationships with their suppliers, logistics suppliers. Only 25% of the medium-sized companies use a software or platform to manage their logistics suppliers, and only 10% on the small companies. And if we talk about Spain, probably would bring down to 0% nearly. Okay? What problems are these companies that are not using a platform to manage their suppliers experiencing? So lots of manual and high-cost processes. In the order management, they have a limited reach of a number of suppliers. They send all the orders through email. That's not, it's not saved in any database. Trackings. If they have 10 or 15 suppliers, that's the most common thing in a small company, they have to go inside 15 different tracking platforms, and it's very difficult for the logistic department to know which tracking device or whatever. And documentation, they receive all the proof of deliveries through email, they receive all the invoices, it's a chaos, it's a mess. Plus, as they are not using a platform, they cannot provide visibility to their clients, okay? Because they cannot give the tracking of their logistic providers. Just happens in couriers, but in international transport, ocean, they can't. And more important, there's a lack of information, no control of their suppliers. When are they picking up? When are they delivering? Are they delivering time? How are they performing their suppliers? They don't know, they don't control. So what happens? A non-digitalized manufacturer or distributor relationship with their carriers brings a costly, inefficient, and unsustainable relation. And now I'm going to explain why is it unsustainable and what's going to drive the change in the near future. Increase of numbers of supplies do specialization. It's already happening, but it's happening even more every time. More demanding customers. Now we have everyone purchases something in Amazon. Amazon gives us a great user experience in terms of logistics, visibility, tracking, whatever. This is going to apply in the business world. It's pressuring, and Amazon is pressuring on this. More demanding clients. Cloud software. Now cloud software is accessible to everyone. This is pushing towards the change. Cloud software is pushing us towards the change. And a more competitive market. Every time logistics is a more important part of the value of the product that companies offer to their clients. So why we're here? Because we believe we want to change this. We believe cloud management software has to change, and we think we're the next generation, because it's not all about managing your suppliers, it's about giving value to your clients now. So we centralize all logistics suppliers in one single platform, because we want to give access to all the parties involved, client, manufacturer, and carriers, all in the same real-time collaboration in one platform. And make it very simple for them to use, what we call it consumerization, okay? We don't want them to spend hundreds of hours of training to be able to get to know the use of the platform. What does Innroute do? So we manage shipment execution. We have two methods, flexible or fixed. Fixed is assigning a transport order directly to a supplier, a logistics supplier, and flexible is you send it to Innroute, we send it to a pool of trusted suppliers, they bid back, and we automatically choose the best option. Okay, so with this, you can we estimate to reduce 50% on transport cost reductions, as the prices of the market vary during the year. Advanced tracking. We think our platform adapts to sea, road, train, or air, and with different status. So we want all the logistics department to be in control of all the operations that are happening there. And more, we want to go beyond. We want the client to be able to access all his operations. We don't want them to be without visibility. We want to implement visibility and transparency. By the way, visibility is the new logistics trend on 2017. What does this give? This gives the customer a new customer experience, because they cannot track their operations. They don't have visibility. So we want to give them a new customer experience. And yeah, and taking into account that 9 out of 10 companies compete in customer experience, that's quite an important value for them. What do we do more? We digitalize all documentations. We do automatic invoice audit. We want to eliminate human errors, reducing admin time by 30%. We do supplier evaluation. We want that they know how are their suppliers performing. Are they picking up on time? Are delivering up on time? How many incidences each supplier have? So if they're performing bad, we suggest them to change. So better transport service of their suppliers. The market in Europe, we expect it to be 6 billion. Our partners, SEAT, Catalonia Logistics, we just got an investment from the Israeli government of smart mobility, and Conector. And our team, myself, Guillen, the CEO, you'll find all the team here, David and Bright, two technicals, Didac Lee, Javier Darriba, and Jordi Caus and Oliver from SEAT. So yeah, that's all. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to finish one thing. If there's someone here that thinks that knows someone in a logistics department that wants to turn their logistics department into a competitive advantage, just come and talk with us, please. Thank you.
Joan, this is a demo day. Can you please explain if you are looking for money or not?
Yeah, of course. We're always looking for money.
What you need and what you will use it.
Yeah, but at the moment we're focusing more because just recently we had a little investment, so with this we can carry on. And at the moment we're focusing a lot on clients, on onboarding and validating client this and giving like a supplier management platform accessible to everyone, not only to the big multinationals, but we wanted to make accessible. So now we're just focusing on clients, and we will let know when we need an investment round.
Okay, thank you. So some questions, please, to Joan? No questions. Thank you,
No?
Joan.
Okay, thank you.
Please welcome now to Yaiza from GOI. One thing from this group, she will present in Spanish because the guy had to present was at the hospital, so we changed plans. Yaiza.
Hello. Sorry for inconvenience, but I cannot present in English because my English is not very well. So I will do my best trying gesticulate in order to, bueno, que me entendáis mejor,
Yaiza,
¿vale?
stop. Go on.
Ahí voy.
Please.
Ahí voy. ¿Qué es GOI? Partimos de una base muy sencilla, que es que ¿qué tienen en común una lavadora, un frigorífico, una mudanza o un sofá? Y algo tan sencillo como que no caben en un coche, en un SEAT tampoco, y que no quepan en un coche hace que sean muy difíciles de transportar por su volumen y por su peso. En el mercado actual, hasta que hemos llegado nosotros, nos encontrábamos que la contratación de este transporte era muy tedioso por diferentes cosas. La primera era porque ninguna empresa tradicional se hace cargo de este transporte, ningún Correos, ninguna H&M, ninguna empresa. A partir de 30 kilos te dicen, oye, arréglatelas porque yo no me encargo de esto. Y quien se encargaba de este sector eran los transportistas profesionales de toda la vida, cada uno andaba a su cuenta o tenían 2 o 3 furgonetas y daban este servicio. ¿Qué pasa cuando ellos dan este servicio? Pues que los precios son altos porque son volátiles, no optimizan, no tienen tecnologías que les puedan decir qué precios dar según la temporada y demás. La calidad es bastante baja y bastante pésima porque no hay un paraguas de calidad y cada uno va haciendo como puede y como quiere. Y la contratación es muy tediosa. Para ponerte en contacto con estos transportistas solo hay 3 formas. La primera es el boca a boca, pues quién te ha hecho a ti la mudanza, quién te ha llevado a ti el sofá. La segunda es páginas de subastas, USIP y demás americanas, que es que tú pones un anuncio, necesito de aquí a aquí transportar algo mañana y te mandan pujas. La contratación media en estas plataformas es de 5 días y pues páginas de anuncio tanto offline como online, ¿no? Esto lo que hace es que todo ese proceso de contratación sea tedioso, sea de baja calidad, sea caro y sea muy, muy, muy lento. Además de que es muy poco flexible. No trabajan los fines de semana, no trabajan de noche, el contacto con ese transportista a veces es bastante difícil. ¿Qué pasa y cuál es la solución? Nosotros desde GOI lo que hacemos es la primera red de transportistas operando en Madrid provincia y en Barcelona provincia por ahora, en la que hacemos, bueno, se entiende muy bien si lo explicamos como el Uber de la paquetería voluminosa. Lo profesionalizamos, damos un servicio de calidad, lo optimizamos con tecnología, dotamos por primera vez en la historia al transportista de tecnología, una cosa muy importante. Hacemos que se optimice, que sepa lo que tiene que hacer y que además no pierda tiempo mandando presupuesto, no pierda tiempo pujando y se dedique al final a lo que tiene que hacer. Somos muy flexibles, trabajamos de 8 a 11 de la noche, fines de semana incluidos, y somos más baratos. Además tenemos contratación inmediata, que esto lo que nos permite es que pues, el precio, o sea, el tiempo medio de contratación estaba en 5 días y nosotros lo hemos hecho a 5 minutos. Dinos qué quieres enviar, de dónde a dónde y nosotros te calculamos el precio, te garantizamos precio mínimo y te olvidas de lo demás. Dinos cuándo, dónde y cómo lo quieres. Pasos muy sencillos que recuerdan mucho a un Uber, ¿no? Pero en la paquetería voluminosa. ¿Quiénes son nuestra competencia o cómo está el mercado? Pues nuestra competencia directa son empresas como USIP, Anivan, empresas que al final se dedican a poner en contacto a la persona que quiere enviar con ese transportista, pero simplemente con sistemas de pujas. Esto lo que comentábamos antes es que hace que todo ese proceso sea lento, más caro y además que tú te tengas que encargar de hacer toda esa comparativa. Cuando te quieres mudar o te quieres comprar un sofá, lo que menos te apetece es buscar a ver quién es la mejor persona para llevártelo, ¿no? Nuestro modelo de negocio, tenemos 2 modelos del negocio, el B2C a través de nuestra plataforma. Cualquiera de vosotros, si mañana le quiere regalar su sofá a su prima, puede entrar y puede contratarnos. Y el B2B. El B2B es que somos la primera plataforma que por primera vez, como tiene un match automático y ya te asignamos el transportista, puede conectarse y puede ofrecerle el servicio a las empresas. Empresas que venden muebles, empresas. Hasta el momento, esas empresas tenían que crear propios departamentos en su compañía para poder gestionar a todos esos pequeños transportistas, sin ninguna base tecnológica. O sea, no tenían ni idea en tiempo real, como nosotros les ofrecemos, de dónde está su paquete, de cómo está, de si ha habido alguna incidencia, y además la calidad era muy baja y el precio muy alto. El tamaño del mercado, bueno, el sector de la logística, aparte de ser uno de los más grandes mundiales, es uno de los que más está creciendo y se espera que crezca. Y los resultados, bueno, con el nuevo modelo de negocio llevamos 3 meses, hemos firmado más de 5 acuerdos, esperamos cerrar en los próximos 3 otros 2 con el B2B y crecer, bueno, esperamos cerrar el año de diciembre con 20.000 envíos mensuales. Nuestro modelo de negocio es muy sencillo, no hemos inventado tampoco la pólvora, cobramos un porcentaje por cada transacción que se realiza y el equipo, somos más de los que estamos ahí, de hecho son tan importantes como los que estamos aquí. Somos un equipo bastante multidisciplinar, yo soy la más joven de todas y tengo la suerte de rodearme de gente que sabe mucho más que yo y que aprendo cada día. Y justo ahora acabamos de abrir una ronda de financiación en la que vamos a levantar 1 millón de euros, una gran parte, bueno, el 40% estimamos que será en apalancamiento porque ahora mismo no nos interesa diluirnos más. Tenemos el 30% ya cerrado y estas son las previsiones un poco de crecimiento que tenemos en los próximos años. Esto es GOI, estos son los que han hablado de nosotros y esperemos que haya muchos más que lo hagan y muchas gracias.
No te vayas. Mira.
Perdona.
Dice que vocaliza y va como una moto.
Perdona.
Tranquila, a lo mejor tienen preguntas, algo, no sé. Oye, Yaiza, explícanos, ¿con quién has tenido acuerdos de B2B?
Pues hemos cerrado acuerdos acabamos de cerrar con Correos, con ASM, hemos cerrado acuerdos con Wallapop, los que hemos cerrado son esos y algunos más que no podemos contar todavía. Y esperamos cerrar en los próximos 2 meses con 2 grandes empresas de distribución de electrodomésticos y de muebles.
¿Alguna pregunta? Te paso.
¿Cómo consigues hacer este servicio más barato que vuestra competencia? ¿Cuál es vuestra estrategia o ventaja en este sentido? ¿Cómo es posible ofrecer lo más barato en el mercado?
En realidad nuestra competencia son nuestros proveedores, que son los transportistas. Lo que hacemos es que por primera vez usamos la tecnología, lo cual permite optimizar rutas, horarios y al final la mano de obra y además tenemos volumen. Es decir, al final un transportista que tiene 1 o 2 furgonetas está muy limitado en cuanto a precios que una empresa que igual gestiona 1.000 o 2.000 envíos. La optimización, la tecnología y esa compra al por mayor al final de volumen es lo que nos hace poder ser más baratos y poder garantizar ese precio mínimo.
Gracias.
¿Más preguntas? Mira, ¿se lo pasas?
Bueno, yo tengo 2 preguntas. Una, en la competencia no vi a OnTrack, ¿no? Es un player nuevo que yo creo que también a nivel de transporte de palets dentro del entorno de Barcelona y Madrid hay que tomar en cuenta. Eso una. Y 2, la mayoría de los transportistas sabemos que ni siquiera a veces te dan factura cuando a nivel de B2C haces un movimiento de un mueble o una... ¿Qué tipo de método de facturación utilizáis con este tipo de personas? ¿Facto o alguna cosa de esta?
OnTrack no es nuestra competencia porque se dedican a mercados diferentes. OnTrack hace palés, hace trailers y además hace de punto a punto y nosotros hacemos furgonetas, o sea, hacemos una cosa mucho más al cliente. OnTrack es muy B2B y mercancía mucho más grande. En cuanto a la facturación, nosotros en nuestro sistema de añadir transportistas a nuestra plataforma tenemos un control de calidad de que tengan su tarjeta de transporte, que tengan su seguro, que sean autónomos. La mayoría seguramente si vieses las entrevistas que tenemos con ellos, el 40% no sirven para nada porque no son aptos para la plataforma, pero hay muchos que sí y además hay muchos que utilizan hoy, ven que funciona y dicen, oye, mi hijo, si yo le compro una furgoneta a mi hijo, ¿puedo entrar dentro de la plataforma? O sea, nosotros como barrera de entrada no tenemos la capacidad para entrar o introducir transportistas legales y que tengan todo en regla en la plataforma. La verdad es que por ahora no nos hemos encontrado con ese cuello de botella.
Aniol.
Esto, ¿Nos puedes contar un poco, has dicho que tienes un acuerdo con Wallapop, un poco las métricas que estáis teniendo en cuanto a envíos y tal? Y en segundo lugar, he visto en el One Pager que está un acuerdo con Mercedes. ¿Nos puedes explicar un poco este programa qué es y...?
Vale. Wallapop, pues al final, como comentábamos antes, no hay nadie que se encargase de esa parte, o sea, no hay ningún operador logístico grande que se encargue de la gestión real, con las mismas garantías y con la misma tecnología detrás que del porte voluminoso, ¿no? Entonces, al final nosotros seremos ese operador cuando salga en su momento el delivery de esta compañía, seremos su proveedor. En cuanto a Mercedes, hemos entrado en su programa Daimler, que es de donde salió Car2Go y demás. Nos han seleccionado, somos la única startup española seleccionada y al final, pues el acuerdo se trata de que desarrollemos nuestro producto más tecnológicamente. Ellos nos dotan de recursos económicos y nosotros llevamos a cabo todos los hitos tecnológicos y de business que tenemos para el próximo año. Sin nada a cambio, o sea, muy contentos, porque al final también es gente que tiene mucha experiencia, de ahí salió Car2Go, es gente que en temas de movilidad y en temas de cómo entrar en países, cómo hacerlo y tener a alguien así al lado, pues solo puedes aprender.
¿Más preguntas? Ok, Yaiza, thank you very much.
A vosotros.
Yaiza, el pasador. Let's give a welcome to Minty, that she will present us Kiwicar.
Hello. Kiwicar is a marketplace for where everybody can sell or buy second-hand cars. So we try to do in a very simple way, with total simplicity and confidence for both parts. So the main problem when someone is trying to buy a used car is the fear. Everybody is afraid to be scammed or that the car is not in a good shape or has any problem. So and the negotiation in this process is very complicated. You have to meet with strangers. You have to, if you proceed with a purchase, you have to give the money in a very insecure way. So it's a process, it's complicated. So if you decide to go to a dealership for used cars, you are going to pay a really extra high fees. So it's a problem. The paperwork also is complicated. What we want to do on our vision is that everybody should be able to buy a used car from their mobile phone in just a few clicks. That's what we want to do. We want to be like an Amazon for the used cars. It should be very simple and very secure. So what we offer is very simple. All the cars in our marketplace are inspected, and we check that everything is okay with the mechanical. We check the background of the car. We check the background of the seller, and we're sure that after the purchase, this car is okay. And if not, we offer a 12-month guarantee. So if anybody has a problem after a purchase, we take care of that. We also want to help in all the process. We want to simplify. For example, we take care of the paperwork. We take care of the visits. We take care of everything. So what we want to do is offer a really good price. We don't have extra high fees that increase the price. So in conclusion, what we want to offer to the seller, we take care of the inspection, we take care of all the options of the buyers that they had, and we guarantee their price of sale. And to the buyers, what we want to offer is confidence and security. We offer the guarantee, we offer the secure payment, and in a really simple process. So, how is the process? It's very simple. We are completely mobile, and what we want to do is to help everybody to find the car that they want. We know that in the marketplaces, there are a lot of products and it's complicated to find the car. So we have an expert bot that helps everyone to find the car that they want. and you can pay in within the app, or you can do a reservation if you want, and we take care of the payment. So we only deliver the money to the seller when all the purchase process is completed. So it's completely secure, and it cannot be a scam or anything like this. We even can do the paperwork within the app. So we only need the documentation, and it's a very, very, very simple process. So what other options has someone that wants to buy a second-hand cars? They can go to Wallapop, they can go to another website. But the problem is that when you buy a car there, what happens if after 3 months the cars stop working? So who is guarantees something? Nobody. So what we want to do is to offer that guarantee in a very accessible price, in a very affordable price, and we want to simplify all the process. How is our business model? We are a marketplaces. It's very simple. We take a small commission over the price. So it could be up to 5%. It's way less than the dealership. And this is our main model. We all can offer, for example, other services like insurance services, because we already check the car. We know that the car is okay and the background of the buyer is okay. So we can offer competitive price in the insurance services. But our main model is commission fee. And this is mainly our product. If you have any question.
Thank you, Minty. Some questions?
Hi, I have a question. Let's say we saw your presentation at the beginning. I mean, I don't remember how many months ago, 5, 6 months ago. What happened in the meantime?
Yes,
between the first presentation
a lot
and
has happened. We right now this market is changing a lot. There are big players fighting in this market. What we have learned a lot in this program. We learned a lot from Conector, from SEAT. We understand what is the second-hand market, the second-hand cars market. We are trying to understand, for example, what's the problem in the companies or like SEAT or like another dealerships, for example, to get their catalogs of second-hand cars, to help them to buy in another channel. We are learning a lot. We already have Kiwicar is coming from a company that do marketplaces. So we have another marketplace for bikes, for motorcycles, for example. So we already have the technology. We already have the product. Right now we are working on create our catalog mainly for the start. That's what we are doing in all of this month. And we have changed. We changed the model. We simplify the model. And in the process, we have learned a lot.
But you have some competitors going on. From the beginning, you didn't have, for example.
No, exactly. At the beginning of the program, Wallapop wasn't selling cars at that moment, and we are learning about what they are doing. We are trying to find our audience, because it's not the same that sells in Wallapop. We're trying to find our niche audience. When, for example, people that doesn't know anything about cars, like me, for example, I don't know how to buy a second-hand car, and we are trying to define this audience to go directly to the people that need us.
Thank you, Minty. Some more questions, please. No?
Thank you.
Thanks, Minty. And now, the last but not the least, we welcome Michelangelo to present his Opencar, that it's the present for the future. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, okay, good morning. This is the last one, so I hope you have reserved some energy for this one. We are living exciting times because every 10 or 20 years, there's a huge technological leap that really changes the way we live. And autonomous vehicles is one of these technologies that can really turn around the world. At Opencar, we are not focused on the development of the technology in itself, but rather on developing the best way to use this technology once it's ready for the public. Why do we do that? If we see how the internet was developed, we see a similar pattern. Now, nobody remembers how the technology was developed. Everybody remembers what the uses and applications of this technology have over our lives. And the key question here for many people is, when is this technology going to be ready for the public? We don't know. We honestly don't know. What we know is what the top companies have said about it. And, well, you see, most of them are announcing about 5 years from now, 3 years from now. But we think that it doesn't matter. We shouldn't care when the technology is going to be ready, because the importance and the turnaround on the industry is so big, the potential is so big, that many people, many companies have already started to develop the uses of this technology when it's going to be ready. Because it will probably be the backbone of mobility as a service. Autonomous vehicle, when combined with the shared economy, offers a huge reduction in cost and increases in efficiency. And there are 3 different formulas that companies are using to develop this combination. Most of the companies, almost all of them, are using the most simple one, which is a B2C platform with a big fleet of autonomous taxis owned by a company. Some of them are developing a single brand peer-to-peer platform. And at Opencar, we are developing a multi-brand peer-to-peer platform that you may think of as an Airbnb for autonomous vehicles. How does it work? Well, any autonomous private car connected to our platform will become an autonomous shared vehicle. Opencar takes care of everything in exchange of a transaction or a commission over any transaction made. When we compare those 3 aforementioned platforms, any one of them has their own pros and cons. For instance, Opencar provides a global solution for the user, because you, as a user, don't have to open a dozen applications to know what car is the closest or what car is the cheapest to go from point A to point B. Then we provide a solution for every key demographics, starting with people that will not want to share their vehicle with strangers. Well, we can provide them a solution to share it with family and friends. So while they're working, the car can pick up the kids from school or take grandma to the doctors. But then there will be owners that will want to share their vehicle if the payback is good enough. Well, with Opencar, their car will be able to work as a taxi while it's not being used, which is most of the day. And even if we cut the rates that we are paying for taxis right now in a huge amount, by a 70%, the car could be paying for itself in a few years. And this will bring some people to start thinking about the car not as a cost, as it is right now, but rather as an investment. And many can buy 3 or 5 or 10 and build a small private fleets of taxis, which, by the way, we are not inventing anything. This is how the taxi industry works around the world. But we can also provide passengers for corporate fleets, like rental cars or manufacturers, or even smart cities. We can provide, as Booking.com is providing clients to hotel chains. And with these many sources of growing our fleet without investing a single euro in buying cars, we can provide mobility as a service for all the millennials that will become non-owners. And we can grow faster than any B2C platform, like Airbnb, with a similar model, has become the largest hotel chain in the world without spending a single dollar in rooms. But not everything is flowers and roses. We have big problems, because a platform like ours is very difficult to build. because we gotta integrate in a single fleet different cars from different brands and different technologies. And to do so, we need a unified communication method and a unified vehicle behavior. And spoiler alert, we have neither of these at this moment. So we can do what many people will do, which is waiting for the emergence of a standard. But this can take years or decades. So at Opencar, for the last 2 years, we have developed painfully what we call the Opencar integration solution, which is a method to adapt proactively our platform to any manufacturer. And it works this way. First, we insert what usually is a hardware device between the car and the server. We call it the Unicar, and you might think of it as a universal translator between the protocols of the manufacturer and the protocols that we use. Then we link everything with SDN, which is a newest kind of communications technology. But the most important thing is that we configure the whole system as an ideal multi-brand way to connect with the car for any service provider that wants to work with autonomous vehicles, like fuel stations or traffic authorities or parking lots. For example, we have talked with Repsol, and with us, they can connect with a dozen different brands without having to use a dozen different protocols. They can do it, we do this work for them with only one protocol. So this way we can build a high-value ecosystem, facilitating the entrance to the sector for multiple providers. And of course, we have built the patent for the whole solution. What do we accomplish with this system, with this technological system? Well, the most important thing is that we will have a head start over the competition, because we can start right now developing this. And the first day that an autonomous vehicle is sold to the public, we can be there with a mature and tested platform and a complete ecosystem. And then all our competition will have a very long road ahead of development. And of course, to achieve this, we have already developed a lot of steps, but we have a lot of work to do. But luckily, we've got a fantastic team, with some of the members are here, and a very well-planned roadmap ahead of us. Now, we are looking for 400K in investment to develop our prototypes, both in hardware and software, and also to develop the ecosystem and internationalize the patent. And well, the project is unique in the world. We haven't seen anything like it in the last months. And the potential is as big as the market size is being predicted by some experts. And well, we think that now is the time to invest. And of course, we will say that, of course. But we think there are objective reasons to say that, because the patterns that we are following in investment are very similar to what happened with the internet. And in the last few months, especially in Silicon Valley, not yet in Europe, startups have been skyrocketing in value, with some examples being purchased by hundreds and even thousands of millions of dollars. So in Europe, there's still a window of opportunity to enter this market as an investor or as a company at very good prices. And we think that Opencar can be a unique and maybe a lifetime opportunity for you to enter this market, either as an investor that wants to be a part of the next big thing, or as a company that wants to do great things in this world. And the only thing that stands between you and this exciting future, it's a coffee. It's a coffee that you and our team can drink and talk about the future and what holds for us. So please don't be shy when I finish this presentation. Talk with me. Let's talk about what we can offer, and let's drink this coffee, and let's make history together.
Thank you. Some questions for Opencar? No? Okay. Thank you, Michelangelo.
Thanks to you. You want the microphone?
Deixa eu também. Gracias. So now, thank to all the groups for the presentations. Remember that we have some meeting here, but now please welcome Mr. Luca De Meo to close this demo day.
No lo sé. Bueno, sí, funciona. Bueno, muy bien. Okay, so I'm not going to bother you with the long speech. I'm closing this just to thank everybody for the work. I'm going to certainly accept the offer of Miguel Angel to drink a coffee. It needs to be a good one because I'm Italian, so my standard is there. I have to say I'm very happy to be at the Connected Hub. This is, as you know, the first edition of the Automobile Barcelona. It's a good thing to see that there is this kind of cross-fertilization between sector. As much as the industry, the automotive industry is now participating to events like Mobile World Congress or CES in Las Vegas, etc. It's good to see that we are bringing to the automotive world this new technology. I think we can all learn a lot about that. The good thing is, out of the 23 projects that you will be seeing that are showcased during these days, 5 of them are supported with SEAT. So I think it's a good signal also for our company that we are on the where the music is playing, will be playing. I would like to, let's say, congratulate the stars of today. These are the entrepreneurs that were engaged in the SEAT Accelerator by Conector. So thank you to Goi, thank you to Innroute, to Boonder or Boonder, I don't know how you pronounce that, Opencar and Kiwicar. But also thanks to Connector for the program, the mentors and the investors. A special thanks goes to Carlos Blanco, the founder, who has been really engaged with this program. I remember 7 months ago, or 6 or 7 months ago at the beginning, we mentioned 2 important things. The first thing is we love that kind of spirit. We love entrepreneurs' spirit. We wanted to be exposed to new ideas and to new concepts, even if some of them are trying, to get us out of the business, which is okay. We have to accept this, and we have to see if you can be better than us or stronger. But I have to say that today, after seeing all your projects, I feel very, very motivated. It is exciting to see how much was performed in this 5 or 6 months, and to realize that some of the projects have already been tested in the market, so they kind of operationally. And second thing we said is that we can't forget that the real success of those platforms will be when one of these projects will gain traction in the market, because at the end the real judges of everything is not SEAT or is the final customer. And I'm very curious to see how the market will react to those products and to those services. Although I'm a very optimistic person, and I'm optimistic that most of you will succeed in the market, remember that even Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, they didn't make it all the time. So, but if you are an entrepreneur, by definition, you are someone who has no fear to fail. You are someone who can overcome mistakes and actually learn from them. So I think this is the spirit. So never give up. Whatever happens, keep going, because I think we need that kind of, let's say, approach and philosophy. I'm sure that these months have been very fruitful for all of you. I hope, at least, for Connector, but also and for your mentors and for you personally. We think we brought something also to the table, maybe our expertise. Maybe we just confronted you with a lot of complexity of big corporations, but it's also, I think, an experience for the companies and the startups. But I have to say that we are aware that we can't face, as a corporation and company, the new challenges of our industry, that we cannot be front runner, for example, in the connected car, as we want to be at SEAT, by doing that alone. So I have to say, you brought us a fresh perspective of customer needs. and plenty of great ideas, and I am sure that we will continue finding synergies, and we will continue to contribute to the transformation process that is going on in our industry, but also in your industry. I think Spain is the country of sharing, because is the country of compartir, por ejemplo, no, la comida, and I just want to close with one quote of a great person, the Dalai Lama, who said, "Share your knowledge, it is a way to achieve immortality." So, muchas gracias, thank you very much.